Hey guys, this is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. This show is created to discuss life topics and hopefully challenge and transform your thinking. Hey guys, this is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. Thank you so much for watching. This show is created to discuss life topics and hopefully challenge and transform your thinking. So today I have someone who I've had on my show before, and he is doing such amazing things. I'm like, you got to come back on. So he is here with me. His name is Ruben Santiago. And Ruben Santiago is a founder of COP, Keeping Kids Out of Prison. So it's KOP. And he started this organization with the ultimate goal to keep the prison population at its lowest. So recently he has gotten into doing more things. So he does a brothers brunch. And this is a place where men can sit and talk at a round table about trauma and fatherhood and being a great leader. That is fantastic, because I don't really hear about too much of men having a place to go to do this. So I'm super excited to hear more about this. Also, he has just taken everything that he's been through in life, and believe me, he has been through a lot. And he is using that now to foster in the community, to bring people together. So I am very excited that you are here with me, Ruben. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate that.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Yes. I mean, last time we spoke. It was so much fun, and I learned so much about you, and I have a lot of respect for you, Ruben.
Thank you so much.
So I wanted you to start off, if you don't mind, just talking a little bit about who you are, so that people know, why I have you on my show. Who is Ruben Santiago?
Okay, my name is Ruben Santiago. I am the CEO and founder of KOP, Keeping Kids Out of Prison. I'm just, just regular guy. I love giving back to my community. I love helping my community. I love help teaching younger kids, about street life, about, I was in the foster system for a long time. I've been to 15 foster homes, just to teach children that, they're loved. I came from a really, really bad background, and the work that I'm doing now is phenomenal. I love just helping people. So it's working a lot. So.
Yeah. And like you said, I mean, 15 foster homes, right? I mean, that alone, and that's not even the tip of the iceberg of all you've been through. That's a part of it, but you've been through a lot. And so it's great that you've taken, even though you've been through everything you've been through, you decided not to put your head in the sand and do nothing, but you decided to do something. And the first thing I wanted to touch on, because you're doing a lot of things, and I do want to touch on all of them. And the first one, of course, is COP. Because COP is a very special program and something I would like to see all over the country.
Yes.
And so I'd like you to talk to us a little bit about COP and, what it really is and what you're doing with it, and how you feel like it's important that you're using it to reach the community.
Well, what I'm doing with it now is, even though it slowed up a little because of the pandemic, because I was doing a lot of seminars. I was doing a lot of just events, speaking to young men and young women also, even older men. So I end up collaborating with CT Bail Fund, which is they're based out of New Haven. So I also bond people out of jail for free.
Oh wow!
We help people that's less fortunate, that doesn't have the money to get out of jail. $15,000 or less, we come and get you. You don't know us, we don't know you. I got a couple of friends out of jail, and we actually humanize them. When you go in front of the judge sees about, I say, 100 to 150 people a day, and at the end of the day, they all look the same to them. So we get people out of jail. We help them. We'll buy them suits, we'll buy them nice attire to represent themselves in front of the judge, to get them out, put them in programs that they need instead of locking them up. A lot of people doesn't have a lot of family members. So they were like, Ruben, I'm about to go get sentenced tomorrow. I don't have any family to show up tomorrow. We'll make a couple of
Wow.
calls. We'll come like 20 deep to your sentencing to just show
Just
support.
support.
And yeah, and a lot of people don't know the judges are impressed by that. Instead of you just going up there by yourself, when he's looking around the court, like, who are all these people? Like, oh, that's my support team. That's my support system.
Wow.
So
That's
during this
powerful.
pandemic, we've gotten close to 2,000 inmates released during
Wow.
protesting. We've got laws changed. I got like I'm in the paper 3 times in front of Governor Ned Lamont's house
Wow.
protesting free low level inmates, that's finished their time. They got like a year or 2 years left, just to let them go home and finish the rest of their time with their family. People going in for DWIs and getting 6 months and catching the coronavirus and dying.
Right.
That's not fair to give them a death sentence. Let them go home.
Right.
So that's been a big part also in this
That's
process.
impactful. That's very
Yes,
impactful. So
yes,
so when you are doing this and helping people like bail out, come out of jail, go home, be with their families, are you also helping them along with like different like programs and things like that that they can get involved with so that they don't go back into the system?
yes, we do.
Oh, you do.
We every week we have meetings to help them beat their cases.
Okay.
They'll explain everything to us, explain what happened. We're not lawyers, but we know law.
Right.
So we make sure that your lawyer is held accountable. Some lawyers work with the court system or work with the judges. Hey, you know
Right.
what? Give them 5 years probation or give them 5 years. And you could come that's where like, well, my lawyer's trying to get me to cop out to this. And we'll show you law. We'll type it up and give it to you to give to your lawyer. Like, no, tell your lawyer by law, you are qualified for this. You're qualified to go into a drug program.
I'm telling you,
You're qualified
education, like knowledge is power.
to take domestic classes. You don't have
Mhm.
to go to jail. You know what I mean? So this is like I'm saying, and it's a big impact for me because I was young. I caught my cases young, just running around wild and crazy. And now that I look back, there was a lot of time that I didn't have to take if I knew law.
If you knew law,
But
wow. And
being
that,
first time felons or first time being incarcerated, you just want to get out of jail. So you're taking 10 years, 5 years probation. But little do you know, they got a leash on you now,
right.
So any little mishap, you can go back to jail. So,
Right.
this is what we're preventing. We're humanizing people. We're helping them. We're helping people get, housing,
Hmm.
money, food, help them to get their kids back. So we're really involved. It's not like just, all right, you're out of jail, you're on your own. No, we're involved in these people's lives.
Wow, that's really fantastic. Wow,
Yeah.
Ruben, that makes a big change, right? Because you're talking about people who probably do not feel humanized, right?
Yeah.
I've had friends of mine who've also have done time and stuff like that. And you're right. I mean, there's something that gets lost, in the process. And knowledge is power. And if you can give them that knowledge, it does give them the strength to be able to look at things and say, okay, I can actually make it through this,
Yes.
as opposed to thinking they're finished, so kudos to you guys. Bravo. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's really, really great. And so I wanted to talk about now you're helping them when they're getting out of jail, and you're helping kids understand the process and how to not go to jail. So what
Yeah.
is this brothers brunch thing? Because that sounds to me like what you're trying to do now is reach for men, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
telling them, listen, there's a good leader in you, and there's something that you could be doing better. Is that what you're doing with these men? Are you just trying to instill something in them?
Yes. Well, I was just thinking one day, I was like, there's really no, I was talking to my wife, and there's really no platform for men. As a man growing up, you're always told to never cry, suck it up, move on in life, never show your emotions. And we go through a lot of trauma. We go through a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and we have nobody to talk to.
Right.
So I created a roundtable for men to put all our traumas, our problems on the table and come up with solutions to be better husbands, better fathers, better leaders, but even better children to our parents. You know, so I gave us that platform. And
Did
it's
you find it
amazing.
hard? Did you find it hard in the beginning to get these men to even want to be there or open up?
No, they were excited. It was like, oh,
Good.
the women always got everything. They're doing this and that. There's nothing
It's
never for the
true.
men.
I'm not gonna. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. We
So
do.
they were excited. My first one was called "What's the definition of a man to you?" That was the subject.
Wow.
So when I started, I just told all the men there's no wrong or right answers. So the first question I always ask my audience is of men, who was raised without their father? Most of them,
I know.
half of the room. Who was raised with their father? You get one or two. But I had a guy, this answer just blew my mind. One guy said, well, my father, I was raised with my dad. He lived with me my whole life. I grew up with him my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
But my father never told me he loved me. My father never hugged me. He never acknowledged me. He just went to work and paid bills.
Mm-hmm.
So is he a father? So I was never raised around a man. And I was like, that answer blew me away.
Right. Right.
The answer blew me away. And it was great. We had from like 21 to 75-year-old men in here. And I'm talking about
Oh wow, that's
a lot
great.
of, yeah, we had a good genre of ages in there. So to
That's
get there,
good.
everybody's perspective, everybody's childhood, it's a lot of trauma, it's a lot of generational curses. Um, you know, this 75-year-old man was in there, in tears. Like, I really realize now I hate my dad. I hated my
Right.
father coming up.
Right.
And it's groundbreaking. I love it. The next one I'm doing is called Man in the Mirror. Who are you? And
Little subjects, huh? Little
yeah,
subjects.
we're grabbing the younger men now.
Woo!
It's 13 and up. Um,
That's fantastic. Even
so yeah,
13. Wow, you're
it's just
getting them young.
yeah, it's just to give them an avenue, just to perspective. We all need shoulders to lean on, shoulders
Yeah.
to cry on as men. We don't
Yeah.
have anybody to talk to.
Yeah.
So I don't do live, I don't want to do a live because it's a lot of personal conversation
Yeah.
about this. And men are trusting me with their life stories.
Absolutely.
We all keep it between each other.
Are you Zooming now or how are you doing it?
I was thinking about that, but
It's hard.
the guy I'm doing it with, he didn't really want to do a Zoom
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of people that's from out of town and they want to, join in, but it's just more intimate if you're there,
It's
so we're
true.
trying to work a way around it,
Yeah.
but it's phenomenal. I love it. The guys, we went over we did it last time from 2:30. It's supposed to be 2:30 to 5:30. We end up staying to like 8:30 because
Wow.
the conversation got so good. People were getting up, putting on the coats, but they were sitting back down. They were like, "Oh, I
Right.
don't want to leave," and then I missed something. So it was great. It was great. It
That's
was
so
great.
good because I
Yeah,
mean I will attest that that is very true. I mean my husband as well, like we're always trying to find a men's Bible study or a men's
yeah.
group or it's a little more difficult to find. Like as a woman, I think I could just throw out there whatever I want. I get 20,000 like invites
Woo,
to everything,
woo.
so and I think it's because women are just more open to talk about stuff like that and men are more
Yeah,
like, well, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Who's going to do it? Are you
yeah,
going to do it? You know what I mean? So it's probably tougher for you as men, right? To get these
yeah,
men to, but that's really fantastic, man. That's fantastic. So
yeah,
now, not only now are you reaching, like think of this multi-generational thing you're doing here, right? Because not
yeah,
only are you reaching those kids, but you're reaching like adults now, and then you're reaching trauma, before they get into trouble, you're trying to anyway with the cop. Um,
yeah,
organization, and then now you're actually reaching them after they've been through some trauma like
yeah,
in this brothers brunch. And
yeah.
so is it called brothers brunch because it's a Christian organization or can anybody join?
No, no, no. Anybody can join. It's just the brothers brunch is just breaking bread and us sitting as men talking.
Right, right, right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
great.
It's not a Christian group, nothing. It's just
Just
brothers
men,
brunch. Just
just men.
men. Let's
Yeah.
sit down. You have your best conversations when you're sitting and eating. So, we have big smorgasbord of food. Even though it's at 2:30, it's not a brunch, but
Right.
It's, you know, it's still called Brothers Brunch.
Yeah,
We had
but yeah, listen,
chicken and
brothers
waffles
don't
and
care.
stuff. Yeah,
Men are men. You got good food. They
yeah,
don't care. You call it brunch, lunch. It don't matter.
yeah. Mhm.
That's fantastic. Do you notice that um are you reaching like a multifaceted of people? Like, are you getting all kinds of like races and stuff like that as well, as far as the age range as well? I
Oh
know the
yes,
age range was pretty big, but do you also get other, races there?
yeah, yeah.
That's
We had
fantastic.
Spanish, we had white, we had black, we
Good,
had Indian there. It
good.
was, yeah, we had a good genre of people. We had a good
Because that,
genre of
I
people.
mean, that's what we need, right? We got to heal in this country. We have to
Yes,
heal,
yes,
and something like that is fantastic because it shows, the Indian brother, that the white brother and the black brother and all these brothers are all going through the same thing because we're
yeah,
all human beings and we all hurt, so that's fantastic. I'm really, really proud of you. That's so freaking cool. I mean, I'm not a
thank
brother,
you.
but if I was, I think I'll be there.
Yeah, your husband needs to come down one day. He will have a story for you.
I bet you he would. I
He
bet you
would
he
be
would
like,
because he
I'm
really
going up
misses
there
that
all the
connection.
time. He would love it.
Well,
He
make sure
would
you send me
love
that
it.
invite. I'll make sure I share with him. Seriously.
Will
I would,
do.
I would love
Will
that.
do.
That's fantastic. Um, so you're doing all of that. And on top of that, you said, hey, why not do more things? So you're like in the newspaper all the time. You're like,
Yeah.
on the news. I mean, I see stuff with you on it all the time.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you about what you have been doing, because one thing you did not do is sit on your laurels and do nothing during
Yeah.
the pandemic. I couldn't believe all the stuff you were doing. And when I was watching like the videos and stuff of these trucks backing up and bringing, I was like, oh, wait a minute, Ruben doing some things. You're doing some things. You
Blessing
got
of
to tell
God.
us about that. So what is going on in your community? Because you are
So,
really working it.
so I just
He
give
doesn't
all
even
the
know where to
praises to God.
start.
Yeah, I just give all the praises to God. I lost my job during this pandemic.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And yeah, I got nervous. I had a really good career. And I was just like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
So my wife was just like, babe, don't worry, da, da, da. So I just sat back and I prayed. I put God first, and I just stood still. So last year in Bridgeport, Sister Sharee Muhammad, she invited me to go speak to some kids in Bridgeport. I met a guy there named Harry Bell. And we've been, going back and forth, we've been friends since 2019. So one day I'm watching his Facebook Live and I'm seeing with all this food, this tractor trailer full of food. It's like 2,500 boxes, 30-pound boxes of food. So I reach out to him later. I'm like, bro, where you getting all this food from? So he was like, oh, I networked with these people called Farmers to Families. So he's like, every time I do this, I always think about you. I said, bro, I have to do this for my community. He said, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. He said, it was Monday. He said, I'm going to call you tomorrow. Get ready. He called me the next day with the lady Karen, Amy Stefanowski, big ups to them. And it was like, all right, just give us a day you want the tractor trailer. Now, mind you, I never did this before. So now I'm like, oh, okay.
And you're like, what am I going to do with all this food?
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not going to say no. So I'm like, God, what your will's going to be. And sure enough, the next week, tractor trailer pulled up, 1,800
you had
boxes.
a week to have to do this? You had a week to plan this out? Okay.
And since October 1st till now, I fed 500,000.
Wow.
500,000 pounds of food to my community and surrounding communities. 30-pound boxes. Yeah. Yeah. 30-pound boxes of milk, dairy, fresh produce, fresh fruit, and meat. Every week I was doing this. I was getting 18 to 1,200 boxes of 30-pound boxes of food. So
it kind of answers the question. It kind of answers the question as to why did God have you lose that job, huh?
And it just took off. It just took off. And it's just a great feeling to feed people during this pandemic, to have a relationship with them, to come every week, to have a bond, to even be in store. I was in the grocery store a couple of weeks ago, and a woman, I don't even know her. And she came up and she was like, can I hug you? I know we're in the pandemic. And I was like, yeah, like, okay. And she was like, you're KOP, right? She didn't know my name. She was like, you're KOP, right? And I said, yes, ma'am. Older woman. So she was like, you fed my grandkids and my daughter. And my daughter lost her job and she didn't have anything. And I went to her house and there was just boxes of food there. And she said, you are God said, thank you so much. So the testimonies from people and just seeing it happy for Thanksgiving, we went all out. We was giving so many turkeys away. We were feeding people. Christmas, I did a toy donate. It's just amazing.
Right.
It's just amazing. A lot of people are really doing bad.
Yeah.
And to have this put in my lap and to have people I don't want to say depend, but a lot of people look up like, Ruben, when is the next, food drive? I'm running out of food.
Yeah.
Oh, come next Thursday. We'll be over here. Come early. Do you need an extra box? We have extra boxes sometimes. A lot of elderly people can't get out. Sometimes we'll drop the boxes off to them.
Wow,
But
Ruben.
it's truly, Neena, it's just truly God's work. I love doing it. I don't do it. A lot of people that personally know me, I'm not about pats on the back. I'm not about likes. I'm just genuine. It's more behind the scenes stuff that I do for people that I don't put up there and I don't tell people, that I do.
Right.
I just love helping people and I just promise God, if he ever put me in a position to help anybody, I'm going to do it all. I'm going to give him 1,000%.
And he said, okay.
Yeah, it's pouring like you. It's coming from everywhere. It's coming from everywhere.
Fantastic. Is that something you're still doing, or did that come to a halt in the holidays?
It paused for a while because now we're on stage 4 doing it. We have a Zoom the 21st, but we'll be starting again February 1st and through on February, October, November, December, February, March, April, May. I think till May or March. And then we're going to start another cycle.
And you know what, Ruben, this is a big thing for people who think they can't do anything or can't make a change.
Yes.
Because you could have definitely sat at home and just done nothing. You could have just done nothing. You could have said, you know what, there's a pandemic out there. I don't want to do nothing. Let's be real. Most people did that, right?
Yes.
But you took it upon yourself to say, you know what, let me find out about this. And that changed your community. Imagine how many, well, you already said you fed a lot of people. And then I saw that you did a toy drive as well. Yes. And you collected like a slew of toys. Do you remember how many toys you collected? Because I know it was a lot. You probably don't even remember.
I say about 4,000. We did a coat drive also. For those that know, I lost my son in 2011 to cancer at 16 years old. And my son's birthday is Christmas Day.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So to celebrate in honor of his birthday, I give out toys. I do big toy drives.
Oh, wow.
I have I've been doing this since 2012. And the same people I have the same team of people that gives me stuff. This year, my friend Dee, she's a social service worker, and she had about 1,800 toys that she had left over from her drive. Oh, wow. And she's like, Ruben, if you need it, it's here. Come grab it.
What another a blessing.
Woman, hey, I got a bunch of toys over here. Another couple gave us brand new jackets and coats to give away. So oh man, wow. My friend Angel Abar, he owns the church that I go to. It's called The Church. And another church they have a food pantry. They gave us all this food, like groceries, like somebody went to the grocery store and just went through every shelf and gave it to us. So we made grocery bags, plus we were giving away the boxes that I have to people for Christmas for them to have Christmas dinner. So it was like a double blessing. They was getting toys, grocery bags, and a box of food.
Right. And if they needed it, a coat too. Wow.
Yeah. And a jacket, and jacket, and shoes, and snow boots.
You must be very proud. That's amazing.
It's just, and I always tell people I can't do it alone. I have an awesome team that help me. They're always on the front line.
Yep.
Anytime I call them, hey, Wednesday we're going to be passing out food. I'm there, Ruben. They get there before me sometime. They'll call me like, yo, Ruben, where you at? The tractor trailer's here. So
you're like, I'm on my way.
I have an awesome team. I have an awesome team. And
That's fantastic.
this all came together as a community, and we're helping people, and it's just a great feeling around
It
this
is.
time.
It's
Yeah.
amazing the impact you can make too when you are not alone, right? Like when you
Yes.
bring it out there and you say, "Listen, this is what I'm doing," and people join you, you can make a big difference. You can make a
Yes.
huge difference. And I'm super proud of you for doing that because you could have taken the
Thank you.
easy way out, Ruben. Let's just be real.
Yes.
Everybody could.
Yes.
Although,
Yes.
even from the first time I met you, you're not that kind of guy anyway. Like, you're
No.
just not that kind of guy. So
No.
you're always doing something. But I really wanted you to, be on here, and I'm glad you did. And I want people to know how to, contact you and reach you because first of all, once they see this episode, they're going to be like, okay, what am I doing sitting here doing nothing all day? Because
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the reward that you get from doing what you're doing is so much more than the paycheck from the job, right? Like, yeah, we
Yeah.
need money to pay our bills and all that, of course, but it's never as fulfilling as somebody saying to you, "Can I hug you because you fed my daughter and her grandbabies?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
that is a payment and a half right there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to know if you can share with us how people can contact you to get involved, to maybe donate what they have to, because I'm sure that, if you want to keep this going, you're going to keep needing the refueling, right? Whether it's,
Yeah.
toys when Christmas comes, whether it's,
Mhm.
we have all this pantry food here if you'd like it, that kind of stuff. So tell us how people can contact you and, get in contact and see what they can do to help.
Well, I do have a website coming soon. But for
Mhm.
now, you can reach me on Facebook at Ruben Santiago. My Instagram is Lil Ruben 100, LILRUBEN
Mhm.
100. And if you want to email me, it's keeping kids out of prison, the number 2 at gmail.com.
Okay, great. So you guys have heard it here. This man is the real deal. So, I'm really super proud of you. I'm proud of all the work that you are doing. And so I really wish you well, Ruben. And I, as you keep adding on to your portfolio, because I'm sure you are going to, I'm going to
Oh,
have
yes.
you come back on and, share everything you are doing. And hopefully by then that website that you guys are building will be up and running so
Yes.
that people can really go on there and see everything that you are doing, because I think that's going to be vital to all the work. I mean, you're just doing such
Yes.
great work. You're helping kids, you're doing the bail bonds, right? You're doing the
Yes.
brothers brunch, you're doing the,
The
the
food.
farmers and the toy drive, and you
Yeah.
just keep it going. My
Gotta be
goodness.
busy.
Your
Gotta be
resume
busy.
is long, dude.
Yeah.
So, Ruben, I want to thank you so much for being here. God bless
Thank
you
you.
and all that you do. God bless you.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you
thank
very
you
much.
so much for watching. This is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. We are here to give you all of this great information so that you can transform your thinking. Until next time.